Hi, kindergarten. Today we are going to read the story Caps for Sale. And this is a story that we have read together in the classroom. Caps for Sale. Once there was a peddler who sold caps, but he was not like an ordinary peddler, carrying his wares on his back. He carried them on top of his head. First, he had on his own checked cap, then a bunch of gray caps, then a bunch of brown caps, then a bunch of blue caps, and on the very top, he had red. He walked up and down the street, holding himself very straight so as not to upset his caps. And as he went along, he called, "Caps, caps for sale, 50 cents a cap." One morning, he couldn't sell any caps. He walked up the street and he walked down the street calling, "Caps, caps for sale, 50 cents a cap." But nobody wanted any caps that morning. Nobody even wanted a red cap. He began to feel very hungry, but he had no money for lunch. "I think I'll go for a walk in the country," he said, and he walked out of the town slowly, slowly, so as not to upset his caps. He walked for a long time until he came to a great big tree. "That's a nice place for a rest," he thought, and he sat down very slowly under the tree and leaned back little by little against the tree trunk so as not to disturb his caps. Then he put up his hand to feel if they were all straight. First he checked his own checked cap, then the gray, then the brown, then the blue, and on the very top he felt the red. They were all there. So he went to sleep. He slept for a long time. When he woke up, he felt refreshed and rested. What do you notice about this picture? Something's missing. But before standing up, he felt with his hand to make sure all of his caps were in the right place. All he felt was his own checked cap. Where do you think they went? Where did all those caps go? He looked to the right of him, no caps. He looked to the left of him, no caps. He looked behind him, no caps. He looked behind the tree, no caps. Where do you think they are? Then he looked up into the tree, and what do you think he saw? On every branch sat a monkey. On every monkey was a gray or a brown or a blue or a red cap. The peddler looked at the monkey, and the monkeys looked at the peddler. He didn't know what to do, and finally he spoke to them. Now, when we read this story in class, Mrs. Gale is the peddler and you guys are the monkeys. And the peddler said, "You monkeys, you," shaking his head and his finger at them, "you give me back my caps." But the monkeys shook their fingers back at him, so get your fingers up, and they said, "Tss, tss, tss." This made the peddler angry, so he shook both his hands at them and he said, "You monkeys, you give me back my caps." But the monkeys shook both their hands at him and they said, tss, tss, tss. Now he felt quite angry. He stomped his foot and he said, "You monkeys, you give me back my caps." But the monkeys only stomped their feet back at him and they said, tss, tss, tss. By this time, the peddler was really angry. He stomped both of his feet and he shouted, "You monkeys, you give me back my caps." What did the monkeys do? The monkeys stomped both of their feet and they said, tss, tss, tss. At last, he became so angry that he pulled off his own cap and he threw it on the ground and started to walk away. What do you think the monkeys are going to do? But then every monkey pulled off his cap and all the gray caps and all of the brown caps and all of the blue and all of the red came flying down off of the tree. So the peddler picked up his caps and he put them back on his head. First his own checked cap, then the gray cap, then the brown caps, then the blue caps, and on the very top he had the red. And slowly, slowly he walked back down to town. Caps, caps for sale, 50 cents a cap. The end. So whoever is watching with you right now, I want you to get a piece of paper out and I want you to draw a picture and write about what happened in this story. Bye, guys.